Here's your Storm Track 7 forecast.
Well, happy Friday afternoon, Eastern Iowa. I'm Storm Track 7 meteorologist Danny Cassidy. Though this is going to be a very eventful next couple of days because we have the chance of storms. We have some heat to deal with, and with those storms and that moisture, we have the chance of a lot of heavy rain as well, especially for our far northern areas. So we do have two Storm Track 7 yellow alert days. First for this afternoon and this evening, due to the chance of strong to severe storms north of Highway 20 and mainly north of the Oelwein area. And this in particular could see a lot of heavy rain with this as well, but also maybe some damaging wind gusts as well. The second one is more widespread. This is for all of eastern Iowa for Saturday afternoon and evening. And this is, again, we could see some damaging wind gusts, maybe some large hail and a tornado or two. So let's kind of step into things here and map out each risk. First, we'll start with this afternoon. So there was an update just about 5 minutes ago when I started recording this, and there's been no change to that level 2 risk. It is mainly kind of along this warm front that's kind of more of a stationary front right now. And there's a lot of heavy rain kind of along this front. Right now, as we're recording this, there isn't much in far northern portions of eastern Iowa, but eventually it will start to move to the south. And anywhere from about 2 to 10 p.m. we could see that strong severe storm risk. Again, the main threat just with these three is damaging wind gusts. Maybe could see some large hail at times. Tornadoes aren't out of the question. It's on the lower side, but some spin-up tornadoes are possible with just enough shear at low levels that could potentially produce those. But again, I think the main threat really for this is going to be a lot of heavy rain and repeated rounds of heavy rain. And that level 1 risk extends for our central areas through this afternoon and evening. So let's show you that on future track here. So again, mainly it's going to be for our far northern areas during the afternoon and early evening hours. You can see 2 o'clock starting to form kind of along this front. Now we head into the evening hours. Again, most of us are dry, but folks for Chickasaw, Winnebago, McKee County seeing a lot of rain. Now as we head later into the evening hours, starts to move a little bit farther south, and you can see again these repeated rounds of moderate to heavy rain, and now it's a little bit farther south again, kind of north of that Oelwein area. As we head through the overnight hours, maybe a brief break, and then we'll see our best chance of more widespread activity Saturday morning here, 7 a.m. and more rounds of moderate to heavy rain are possible. Then by noon, we'll see that move out, and we'll have a little bit of a break, and that could set us up into our second chance Saturday afternoon and evening. Overall tonight, low temperatures, they're going to be warm. We're going to be very humid throughout the day today into the overnight hours, so that's going to put our low temperatures in the low to mid 70s. Chance of storms mainly in our northern areas and especially into the late overnight hours. Southwest wind there at 5 to 15. Then during the day tomorrow, high temperatures with a little bit more cloud cover, as well as a little bit more rain during the day. Low to mid 80s north of Highway 20, along and south of Highway 20, upper 80s, maybe low 90s. Also going to be very muggy as well. And you can see those storm chances for tomorrow afternoon are expected to be widespread. And that's why we do have a level 2 risks now for all of eastern Iowa. This was updated from yesterday when it was just for our far northeastern areas. This now will be initiated by a cold front moving in, and since we have a lot of warm and moist air already sticking around, that cold front's going to displace the warm air. It's going to allow it to shoot up and rise into the atmosphere, potentially creating strong severe storms along that front. Main timing for this, pretty similar to today, but this time maybe an hour or two later, 3 o'clock. We'll watch when it initiates. 3 to 10 p.m. 10 p.m. should leave our eastern edge. Once again, damaging wind gusts the main threat, but could see maybe some large hail and a tornado or two. Now this tornado threat is maybe a little bit lower than today's chances because I don't know how big the low-level shear will be, but that's something we'll monitor as we head through the day on Saturday. But as I mentioned, this chance will be for all of eastern Iowa. And once again, could see some heavy rain as well, but this time with this round, it'll move through and then be done. So you're going to see that here on future track. Again, here comes 3 p.m. That line ahead of the cold front starts to develop, where we could see some moderate to heavy rain as well as gusty winds, maybe hail, and maybe a tornado or two. 6 o'clock now pretty widespread through the area, but notice that wave is moving through and nothing on the backside. That cold air is really going to drop off the moisture for us, which will be good news here. Then by 7, 8 o'clock, and now mainly in our southern and eastern areas as it continues to move through. 10 o'clock, that's through the area, and then we'll have a quiet Saturday night into early Sunday. As I mentioned, the rain is going to be a big problem, especially for our far northern areas, kind of New Hampton, so Chickasaw County, Winnebago, and McKee. It's going to vary by a little bit, so we'll keep an eye on this, but anywhere from maybe 1.5 inches to 3 inches, and if that cold pool, that level or that kind of area of instability starts to move a little bit farther south, this could become a little bit more widespread. I think the heaviest will stay to the north, but for folks in Chickasaw, Winnebago, and McKee, could see very high amounts. For the rest of us here, it'll drop off. It's still going to be a lot, though, maybe 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches, depending on those thunderstorms and how long they stay in one spot. but I think everywhere will have a good chance of at least a soaking. So with that chance of a lot of heavy rain, there is a flood watch in effect for our far northern areas, Chickasaw, Winneshiek, and now McKee County through Saturday afternoon and evening. And this could still change. We're seeing how rivers are going to be changing as we go through the weekend, because not only is it going to be wet here, but of course upstream in the Mississippi, the Cedar River, we could see that kind of move downstream for us. And while we're not expecting major flooding, minor to maybe moderate flooding could be possible. So not only could we see this get extended, we could also see the flood watches get extended farther south. So that's going to be something we'll be watching beyond Saturday. Now on to the humidity and the heat, which seems like a secondary factor, but we're still going to have to deal with it. Dew points are going to be in the low to mid 70s maybe at times today and tomorrow. With that cold front, it's going to drop us down, but again, it's Iowa, it's summer. It's still going to be a little bit muggy even with our comfortable days, so to speak. We'll be in the low to mid 60s Sunday. We'll rise back into the upper 60s on Monday. Tuesday, not much relief there. Once again in the low 70s, and Tuesday will be our next best rain chance there. With that, with those high temperatures staying on the warmer side, that heat index could get in the mid to maybe upper 90s for our southern areas where there's more sunshine today. Saturday, I think with just due to that cloud cover, we'll be in the low to mid 90s, which is still going to be very hot. Sunday should feel like what the high temperature is, but still on the warmer side. And then Monday and Tuesday we'll be watching as these approach 100 degrees. So with all that being said, your city by city forecast for Waterloo, Dubuque, Cedar Rapids, and Iowa City. So again, storm chances pretty likely on Saturday, especially Saturday afternoon and evening. Sunday should be a beautiful day, a little muggy, but definitely not too bad considering what we've had. Monday going to be hot again, mostly sunny. Monday night into Tuesday, we'll see our next best storm chance there. Again, we'll watch that storm chance. Then finally, it looks a little bit more summer-like, at least with normal high temperature of 84. Temperatures in the low to mid 80s Wednesday and Thursday, then maybe a couple more isolated storm chances next Friday and next Saturday.